Hey guys, welcome back. This video is just going to be the completion of my last video, the pH video. So I'm going to finish the notes that we would have gone through in this section, and this will actually finish up this whole chapter. So let's go ahead and get back into it. Now, as you should remember, we were talking about acid rain and the pH. And if something has lower than a 7 on the pH scale, it is acidic. If it is more than 7 on the pH scale, it is what is called basic or alkaline. So let's go ahead and get right back into the notes. So, acid rain and plants. We talked about the different acidity. Now, how's it going to affect things? Plants usually adapt to the soil. Now, there are some plants that cannot adapt. There are some that are very fragile plants and they will not adapt to a change in acidity of soil. However, some plants, and a lot of plants, do adapt. Acid rain can make the soil more acidic, called acidification. This is just a process by which the soil becomes more acidic. But this can cause destruction to plants. As you can see in the picture, it shows two branches of a pine tree and how acid rain has lightened the color of the pine. Next thing we're going to talk about is how acid rain can affect aquatic wildlife. Now, as you could imagine, water becoming more acidic is going to be very harmful to wildlife that live in the water. Just like how if our air suddenly became acidic, it would not be good for us. Well, same happens for fish. Fish and other aquatic animals are adapted to a certain pH. If you talk to anybody that has fish or has like a big fish tank in their house, they know that they have to keep that water at a certain level because different types of fish can only survive in certain pH of water. Acid rain can quickly change this pH, leading to death. Sudden change is called acidic shock. So if the pH of water would rapidly change, it's going to kill a lot of fish. That's all there is to it. You know, like I said earlier, fish and other aquatic animals, they have to have a certain pH or they simply cannot survive. Powdered limestone can raise the pH of water and offset the damage of acid rain. Because remember, whenever the pH goes up, it's becoming less acidic. So if you put in something that is more basic into an acidic solution, you can try to balance that pH out. And one thing that people add to water to try to offset the damage of acid rain is limestone that's been pulverized down into a powder, which whenever it's mixed into water and it dissolves, it will raise the pH, and that gets rid of the acidic nature of the water. Okay, so next up, we're going to talk about how acid rain can affect us. Now, if you are out and it's raining and the rain is acidic, you're going to be fine. I mean, unless it's to an extreme extent, but, you know, our rain around here is slightly acidic. And I've been out in the rain numerous times and my skin still on me, so acid rain isn't going to affect us as much as it would a fish, because, you know, like a fish lives in the water. It is adapted to that pH. We're a little bit different. Acid rain can poison animals and crops eaten by humans. Now, that is a way that acid rain can hurt you, but once again, this has to be to an extreme level. Fish that are killed by acid rain may cause fishing communities to leave. You know, if you live in a less industrial country and you live in a place where your business and your family livelihood relies on fishing, and this acid rain comes in, kills all the fish, well, you're not going to be able to stay there because you've just lost your food source, you've lost your business, you've lost everything, your way of life. So you're going to have to leave, and this has happened in different places of the world. Buildings can be damaged by acid rain as well. If you look in the picture down below there, you see a statue that has been weathered over time due to acid rain. Now, this next slide is a video that I would show you in class, and I'll leave a link to it in the end of the video here. I'll put a little link on the screen where you can click. I want you to watch this video after you're done watching this one. It's only about 5 minutes, and it talks about acid rain in China. Now, back whenever this video was recorded, and China has made improvements, but it's still pretty bad, China doesn't have all of the environmental regulations that we have here. You know, we have, in the United States, we have what is called the EPA, Environmental Protection Agency. And their whole purpose, their whole function, is to regulate businesses and industry to minimize their impact on the environment, environmental protection. China doesn't have that. And due to that, their air pollution has been out of control. They use a lot more coal than we use, and as such, they are polluting their environment a whole heck of a lot. But things have been getting better in China, but they're still pretty bad. Now, this video was made a few years ago. There have been changes since then, so some of the information about China's policies might be out of date, but it still is a good video to show the effects of acid rain. Okay, last slide. International conflict and cooperation. Pollutants in the air may fall as acid rain many miles away from where they came. So, as such, some of this acid rain that falls in Canada comes from our area, from the Ohio Valley. Well, you might be thinking, Canada's so far away, how is what's happening there our fault? Well, due to all of the air pollution that is put off in our area from all of our chemical plants and power plants and such things, you know, it burns off, goes up into the air, and then the jet streams carry it away, and then it rains down somewhere else. Due to this, the Canada-US Air Quality Act was signed in 1991. And this was an agreement to reduce acidic emissions that go across the border. This was an agreement by both countries to cut down on acidic emissions to help with this acid rain, because the acid rain was coming down in Canada, but a lot of the pollutants could be traced back to our area. So this was an agreement between the United States and Canada to cut down on acidic emissions. Okay, and that's the end of the video, end of the notes. I told you it was going to be a little bit shorter. Now I want you to watch that video on the acid rain in China after you're done with this one. I'll put a link on the screen here for you. I'll also put a link down in the description, so just watch that. It's a good video. Like I said, it's only 5 minutes long. It's not too terribly long. Now, after I put this up, I'm also going to put a quiz on Schoology about this chapter. It'll be about acid rain, it'll be about pH, noise pollution, light pollution, those sorts of things. And I want you to get that done. Now, next week, you're going to have a chapter test, and it's going to be on air pollution. It's going to be on acid rain, pH, all the things we've been talking about in the videos. So I will put that up. It will be in comparable length to a chapter test we would take in the classroom. So you can expect to see about between 25 and 30 questions on there. So that'll be going up next week. I'll have a quiz up on Schoology either today or tomorrow, and that's what we'll be doing for the next little bit of time. Now, I want to make everybody aware, you should have gotten word of this, but on Friday here Friday here I'm recording this on the 6th, Wednesday the 6th, on this Friday, coming up in 2 days, so the 8th, you can go to the school to get whatever you have left in your locker. Now, teachers have been bagging this up and it's already been sorted, so you have to go to the school, and they will have a bag with your name on it that has all of the stuff that you left in your locker. Now, obviously, if we find like textbooks or stuff that's school property, you know, we'll keep that, but any of your personal belongings that were left in your locker, you will be able to pick up at the school on Friday. There are times that they want you to show up. You should have gotten that, but I just wanted to remind you that on Friday, you can go and get your stuff. There will be bags that are already made up that you go give them your name, and they'll bring you your bag, which has all of your stuff from your locker in it. So, okay, that's going to be it for this video.